Hello, 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 and welcome everyone to the first episode of the rebranded podcast, The Unprofessional Entrepreneur. My name is Felly. I'm the owner of Felly Day VA, a content repurposing agency, and also a feel good marketing mentor to all of you running service based businesses. Here in my space, we run businesses unprofessionally. I help my clients build businesses unprofessionally. If you follow any of my content and me on any platform, even the previous podcast, which was Felly's Fishbowl, you will have heard me talk about running a feel good business, making sure you're marketing in a feel good way, but also doing it unprofessionally. And there's a whole backstory to me creating content about reframing the word professional and unlearning what it means to be professional, but there was also like an internal battle within myself when it came to the whole word professional. And honestly, I'm a pretty rebellious person. when I did when I first did my branding with Wildly Creating, my friend Sonia, I'll drop her in the show notes. Um she called me the peaceful rebel, and it's honestly so accurate because I just naturally rebel from any type of structure or system, and sometimes not even consciously. But so the peaceful rebel, like that is me. I am so happy to be that. But when it became to like labeling myself as unprofessional, I really struggled with what others would think of me. And I've been calling it since I've moved to France, I've been calling it the Canadian conditioning, in that I want everybody to love me, and I'm sure it's not just Canadians that feel this way, but, like, even if I don't like them, I'm still like, "Well, I can't upset them." Even though, like, on my day to day, I don't care what other people think, and I'm gonna do my own thing, I'm gonna wear what I want, but there's this, like, internal voice of, like, "Okay, like, don't mess up at the party, like, make sure you say the right things, like, make sure you wear something appropriate and that people aren't gonna be like, 'Who's this weird Canadian girl just showing up with her giant hair and her shitty French accent?'" Like, backstory, I've just moved to France with my partner who is called the Frenchman. Um but yeah, so basically that's my life. I had a lot of struggles and I had a lot of debunking to do within myself around my own internal shame with the word professional and unprofessional and being unprofessional. And to sum it up, I would say that I started using it as a fuck you to the system. But then as I became known to it, I got uncomfortable with being like, wait, I don't want people to think badly of me. Like, wait, do I want to be labeled as unprofessional? I don't want you to think that I'm a bad person or working with me will be a bad experience. I'm just not gonna wear a bra. Like, so t that's literally how I could sum it up. I'm not gonna wear a bra. I might be in my towel on my stories, hair still wet. I'll never wear makeup. Very, very rarely. I've already made the decision I will not be wearing makeup on my wedding day. Maybe lipstick if I can find one that doesn't leave stains, because there's no way I'm staining a white dress. Um, but yeah, like I am unprofessional, and I can say that happily and with a laugh now after a very good conversation that I had with a friend and someone I've invested in multiple times named Abigail. You can find her, I'll drop her in the show notes, Authentically Abigail. Um, so I just wanted to share with you what I wrote on that call with her of what it means to be unprofessional. And so to be unprofessional is to prioritize experience over image. This is like me to a T. As someone who's been traveling since they were 17, like it's always been experiences. I have no fucks to give to anything materialistic. Nothing in my life holds value outside of people and experiences. All the things can be replaced. I literally have been buying secondhand for the last 5 years because I know when I move again, it all goes back to the secondhand store. um, so yes, prioritize experience over images. But so being unprofessional does not mean to be late, to be rude, to be greedy, to be demanding, to take people's money and just kind of do la 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 whatever. Like being unprofessional, I still have deadlines. I still have turnaround times I promise my clients in the agency. I'm just not going to be wearing a bra on our sales call. I'm just maybe got a background of the beach. I'm calling you from wherever I am in the world at that moment. I don't need to be in a home office, though I would really like if I had a desk and I wasn't recording this from my wardrobe, because the microphone's just a little bit too tall right now. But I think you get the picture. Basically, my belief is that you are paying me for my brain and you're not paying for my wardrobe. You're not paying for my hairstylist. You're not paying for my makeup. And if that makes you happy, if you love to have a full face of makeup, like you do you, but I know that when I went through the phase of like trying to make myself look presentable said in air quotes, that I ended up not creating content. I would basically like sit in bed being like, okay, I gotta get up and shower so that I can record. I can't share on the stories until I have my hair in a better state or until I change a shirt or until I have a bra on. And then I I just put it off and I put it off and I put it off and I put it off until it was like 3 o'clock. And I was like, well, now I need to do like actual work that people are paying me for. And I can't do the marketing task that I had in mind because of this internalized, I guess really it's shame that I couldn't show up or people wouldn't listen to me if I didn't look a certain way. And that's just me. And it's funny because I worked as a model, I worked on film and television, so I have literally been paid for how I look. But even before I did that, I had no fucks to give to how I looked. I just wanted to make money and travel. But I would say that this space, my little corner of the internet, everyone who's listening to this, the chances are that you are wait, the chances are that you are a lifestyle entrepreneur. And this is something that I saw from Black Diamond Copy that I am fully stealing and embracing and loving it. I'll put her in the show notes too. Um because it's just like, wow, that spoke so clearly to me. A lifestyle entrepreneur, someone who is doing this for their lifestyle. I didn't get fired. I didn't get made redundant. I didn't have to start this because of COVID. I didn't have a baby and not want to go back to work. I literally wanted to travel the world and not live in Canada because Canada is cold and it snows all the time. And I just personally have never liked it ever in my life. Since 12, I've been saying I wanted to leave. So I started this business so I could finally live a lifestyle that I actually wanted to live. I was tired of seasonal depression for 4 to 6 months of the year. I was tired of not leaving the house because it was snowing and cold and just staying in bed and struggling to wake up because it was gray and overcast and not seeing the fucking sun for months. I do not know how people like Vancouver. No offense to all my Vancouver friends, all my Vancouverites, all the people in BC. The the overcast cloud that happens from fall till spring is the death of me. I am a miserable person in that province. When I lived in Alberta, I actually went outside more, even though it was negative 30 degrees. I think that's like -2 in Fahrenheit if you're American. Um, because the sun still came out. The sky was still blue. In Vancouver, it's just clouds. It didn't work for me. It didn't work for me. So I started this business to live the life I actually wanted to, which my home country didn't allow for me. Whatever reason you started this business for, I would say that if you started it for your family, if you started it so you could travel, if you started it because of like mental health or chronic illness type of reasons, you still fit into the lifestyle entrepreneur category. Like I've said since the beginning of my business, since 2019, that money is not a strong enough why. And I think that most people don't start their business because they want more money. Like maybe you started it to pay off debt or to be able to afford to live a nice life that working a 9 to 5 doesn't allow you in a lot of our countries. But there was something bigger that drove you to quit. And so, if you're a lifestyle entrepreneur, welcome. Welcome to the Unprofessional Entrepreneur. This is where we get to hang out and discuss all that good shit, all of the magic that comes from running a business unprofessionally and putting yourself and your clients over the busy work. I think I've said enough for the day. To be honest, I think I'm just going to leave it there. I'm happy with this episode. I'm going to be back next week We are going to have a intro by then. My fingers are crossed. Uh, to out myself here, my microphone showed up about 2 hours ago before recording this, and this episode will be in your ears in about 24 hours. So that is why there is no intro. The Frenchman is out cutting trees, so he cannot help me with my intro music and stuff because I'm not very good with that. Um, and I got other shit to do. To be completely honest. Like running a content repurposing agency and working as a subcontractor for an engagement agency. I got other hours to work. Um, but yeah, if you love this episode, if you're here, like, I can't wait to hear more, which I know you are because you've listened all the way to the end. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, whatever it is that this platform you're listening on is asking of you. Come find me on social media at Felly Day. Check out my agency for content repurposing needs at Felly Day VA. And you can even follow the show on its own Instagram because I'm one of those people at Unprofessional Entrepreneur. All of these are on Instagram. You can find everything on my website, fellyday.com. I wanted to come up with something really catchy to like end that episode, but it's not happening yet. It's gonna come. It'll happen. I know it, but I'm just gonna leave you with build your business unprofessionally, and I'll catch you all next week with another episode of The Unprofessional Entrepreneur.